These fish are just stacked up on this weed bed today, and I know it's intimidating to fish because you come in here and you're afraid that you're going to spend half your time tangled up. Truth of the matter is there is an easy way to fish a weed bed. The weed bed I'm fishing today, I'm looking for the weeds and the areas to fish it along the edge. Let's see if I can get this guy in there. I'm looking for the areas along the edge where the weeds come up to about 5 feet below the surface. And here's why. I can pull spinners over the top. And I think that the best way to fish a weed bed where you can't see the weeds and you can't pick the pockets to pitch to, the best way to fish it is right over the top of them. And the best way to do that's with a spinner, because once you hook that crawler or that leech on, I'm gonna let that guy go. That's just a great weed bed walleye right there. Once you hook a spinner on, there he goes, he was in a hurry. Once you get a spinner hooked on though, you can then put a leech or a crawler on there and you can pretty well make it so that that hook is not exposed. And as soon as that hook's not exposed, you're not gonna get weeded up nearly as often as you would with, say, a crankbait. If you've got 2 treble hooks hanging there, there's gonna be times you tick that weed bed, any of those weeds sticking up, you're gonna end up all tangled up in the weeds. That's why I like to fish spinners on a weed bed. Now here's what I use. I actually use a Lindy spinner, and this is pre-tied. This thing comes right out of the package. Now this one's the single hook Indiana version. I'm fishing a leech on this one. You can fish a 2-hook crawler harness like I'm doing at times too, okay? Either way, they're gonna work great. They provide a lot of flash and vibration to get the fish to come racing up out of the weeds to hit it. Then what I do is I just use a 1/4 ounce sinker. Now what I'm doing is I'm cruising right along. When I'm fishing weed beds with spinners, I'm moving faster than I would if I'm, say, out on a flat or something. Today I'm going about 1.5. So with this 1/4 ounce, I'm able to just take this thing and cast it as far as I can cast it. And that's not very far. That's probably only about 20 yards. That's gonna be right up above the top edge of those weeds. Now every now and then I'll tick into one of them, but for the most part I'm probably fishing about 5 feet down. As long as you're 5 feet down, over 10 feet of water with weeds in it, those walleyes are up in those weeds, usually near the tops, because they gotta come out to feed. That's where the bait fish are. The bait fish aren't dumb enough to just swim around down in there with them. So the walleyes will lay in there, they'll be in the cover, and they'll come racing up. You pull a spinner past them like this with a 1/4 ounce Lindy sinker, and then that spinner rig, and you're gonna catch fish all day long just like the one we just threw back.